the cameras flashed.
My graph froze.
And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
I mean, just picture the scene.
It's yesterday, February 13th, 2026. You're looking at a floor just absolutely covered in red rose petals.
There's this massive red floral backdrop, soft lighting.
And a singer performing a live acoustic version of I Guess I'm in Love.
Right in the center of it all, there's a woman in this stunning, form-fitting red satin gown.
And she's saying yes to a diamond ring.
It is the ultimate happily ever after image.
But if you just pan the camera a few degrees, the lighting, it changes completely. Suddenly you're not looking at roses anymore, you're looking at courtroom papers.
You're seeing a grieving mother on a morning talk show wiping away tears.
And you're hearing whispers. Whispers about a cornucopia of drugs hidden in a closet.
And a family threatening a lawsuit to protect a legacy.
It's the ultimate split screen. On one side, you have a red satin dress and a new engagement.
On the other, you have allegations of abuse, childhood trauma, and a war over a dead man's memory.
She said yes to a new life, but the family of her late husband says she is actively destroying the old one.
Welcome to StarScope Report.
Today, we aren't just looking at headlines. We are looking at the collision of two massive stories happening at the same time.
Exactly. Just yesterday, Allison Holker announced her engagement to the tech CEO, Edmunds.
But this joy is set against this vicious public feud with the family of her late husband, Stephen Twitch boss.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And for everyone listening, if you've been following this, you know it is messy.
Oh, it is. It involves a tell-all memoir, alleged non-disclosure agreements at a funeral.
Which we really need to get into.
We do. And accusations of betrayal. We're going to unpack all of it.
So let's start with that visual, the one that's just plastered all over the internet right now.
The red dress.
The red dress. The headline is that Allison Holker is officially engaged. It's been about, 38 months?
Just over 3 years since the passing of Stephen Twitch boss.
And the proposal itself was, straight out of a movie.
It happened on February 6th, which was Allison's 38th birthday.
Right. So she thought she was just walking into a birthday party.
But Edmunds, he pulled the old switcheroo and turned it into a surprise proposal.
The details here are so important because they signal a very specific narrative shift.
100%.
You've got Clinton Kane there singing their favorite song. Allison is wearing red.
And let's stop and think about that color choice for a second. For a widow who spent so much time in the public eye wearing the metaphorical and sometimes literal black of mourning.
That red satin dress is a statement.
It screams vitality, doesn't it? It's passion.
It is a hard launch of a new chapter. It's unapologetic.
She's moving away from the grieving widow persona and stepping right into her bride era.
Yeah, but I have to ask because the comments online are so confused.
Oh, I know.
Who is the guy on one knee? Because he is definitely not a dancer.
No, he is absolutely not Hollywood.
Edmunds is what they call Silicon Slopes.
Silicon Slopes. Okay, break that down for us.
It's the name for the tech corridor out in Utah. It's a very specific subculture, high growth, high valuation.
But also more culturally conservative and family-oriented.
Exactly. Yeah. Adam is the CEO of a company called Entrada. It's property management software.
He's a serial entrepreneur. Started his first company while he was still at BYU.
So he's a tech guy, but not a quiet coder in a hoodie.
Far from it.
Yeah.
This guy is a heavy hitter. He raised over $500 million in funding for his company in 2021.
Wow.
He's described by friends as an anchor. And that word is so interesting because after the chaos of the last 3 years for her,
the suicide, the media storm, single parenting,
stability seems to be exactly what Allison was looking for.
It's a huge pivot from the artistic, high-energy world of dance she had with Twitch.
And now they have this massive blended family, right?
Right. This is where it gets into, Brady Bunch territory, but with a lot more trauma processing.
He has 3 kids.
She has 3 kids. They are blending a family of 8.
Allison's been pretty open about how he's helped her find herself again.
Yeah.
She's even said publicly that she feels safe with him.
I love that little detail that she joked he's a bad influence.
Oh, because he got her to eat McDonald's.
For the first time in 15 years. It's the kind of relatable thing that just softens that rich CEO image.
It paints a picture of normalcy, doesn't it?
Totally. Just a couple grabbing fast food, blending their families, moving on.
And the timeline supports that slow build.
Yeah. They soft-launched with a shadow photo in August 2024.
Then the hard launch at New York Fashion Week in September.
And now, the engagement in February 2026.
It sounds like a fairy tale ending. She's found her anchor, she's eating McDonald's, she's wearing red.
But here is the friction point. While Allison is celebrating with red roses, Twitch's family is seeing red for a very, very different reason.
Because this engagement isn't happening in a vacuum?
Not at all. It's happening exactly 1 year after the release of a book that basically started a war.
And that's not even the wildest part.
Yeah.
The allegations inside that book are what triggered the legal threats we're seeing today.
Exactly. So, February 2025, Allison releases her memoir, This Far.
And the promotional tour for this book contained bombshells that just completely blindsided Twitch's family.
We have to talk about the cornucopia.
Oh, that phrase. It has been haunting the coverage of this story.
It really has. This is the specific wording Allison used. In the book and in the interviews, she claimed that shortly after Twitch died,
She was looking for a suit for him to be buried in.
she goes into their closet, looks in some shoe boxes, and finds what she called a cornucopia of drugs.
I just can't imagine that moment. You're grieving, you're planning a funeral.
And you find a stash of pills and mushrooms. She said she had to look them up on her phone to even know what they were.
But why share that specific detail with the world?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. From a story perspective, it does two things. First, it creates this devastating image of separation.
It suggests she didn't really know the person she was sleeping next to.
And second, it externalizes the tragedy. If there were drugs, if there was a secret life, then the suicide becomes about that secret battle.
Not about the marriage or the life they shared publicly.
It pushes the narrative that Twitch felt he had to be Superman for everyone.
That he hid his pain and that he was self-medicating in secret. But she didn't stop there, did she?
No, she went deeper into his past. She revealed contents of his private journals.
And she alleged that he wrote about childhood sexual abuse by a male figure.
And this is where the family steps in.
Big time. Twitch's mother, Connie Boss Alexander, and his brother, Dre Rose, they went on CBS Mornings to dispute all of this.
They didn't just say, we disagree. They said they were completely blindsided.
Imagine being the mother or brother of a beloved public figure who died by suicide. You are still grieving.
And then you find out from a magazine cover that your son or brother was allegedly a drug abuser and a victim of assault.
Things you claim you never, ever knew about.
His brother, Dre, he did admit that Twitch smoked weed, right?
Yes, he acknowledged recreational weed use.
Yeah.
But he vehemently denied the cornucopia narrative.
He called it a reshaping of the truth.
And he raised a really difficult ethical point about the journals. He basically asked, why was it necessary to share that?
If Twitch wrote that in a private journal, was it Allison's story to sell?
That's the betrayal part of the headline.
Yeah.
The family feels like she's tarnishing his legacy to sell books. His mom, Connie, just said that was his story to tell.
And Dre went even further. He suggested that Twitch often felt silence.
Within the marriage.
Yes, within the marriage, which completely counters Allison's narrative that they were open and honest, but he was just hiding things.
So the family is painting a picture where Allison is controlling the story now that he isn't here to defend himself.
It's a classic he said, she said, except one person is gone.
And when you look at the engagement now through the family's lens, you can see why they're so upset.
They see her moving on, happy, engaged to a rich CEO, while they're left picking up the pieces of Stephen's reputation.
A reputation that, in their view, she dismantled.
Later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking twist regarding the funeral itself that nobody saw coming.
But first, if you're loving these Hollywood twists and want to keep up with every update, make sure you're subscribed.
We've got even crazier details coming up.
Okay, we have to pivot to the legal side of this, because it's not just emotional hurt anymore.
No, this has crossed over into legal territory.
And this is where it gets really, really dark. I mean, allegations of drug abuse are heavy enough.
But what if I told you the family claims they had to sign legal documents just to say goodbye to him?
This is one of the most shocking allegations to come out of this whole fallout.
Friends and family, including Twitch's cousin and a close friend, have alleged that Allison made them sign NDAs.
Non-disclosure agreements.
Yes, just to attend his funeral.
Wait, let's just pause on that. An NDA for a funeral.
I know.
That sounds insane. Sign this contract or you can't warn your own son? Is that even a thing in Hollywood?
It's incredibly rare, even for A-listers. NDAs are for, employees, nannies, maybe guests at a high-security wedding.
Right, where they sold the photos.
Exactly. But To introduce a contract into a funeral, a moment of raw collective grief, it's a massive escalation.
It just signals a priority on brand protection over communal mourning.
So what would the logic even be? Fear that someone would sell a photo of the casket?
Probably fear of leaks, yeah. Fear of private conversations being sold to tabloids.
But to the family, it felt like a slap in the face. It made their grief transactional.
It set the tone that we are managing a crisis, not we are burying a loved one.
And essentially said, you are a liability and not family.
And now the Boss family has released this statement.
Yeah, accusing Allison of misleading accounts. They've announced they're seeking legal counsel to protect Stephen's legacy.
And they even launched a GoFundMe with a $250,000 goal.
For legal fees, which tells you they are preparing for a long, expensive battle.
$250,000 suggests they're not just sending a cease and desist.
No, they're looking at potential litigation, maybe about the estate, defamation, who knows. They are gearing up for war.
And in the middle of all the lawyers and contracts, there's this heartbreaking element involving the children.
Oh, yeah. Connie, his mother, claims she's only seen her grandchildren twice since Stephen's death in 2022.
Twice. In over 3 years. That's a staggering statistic if it's true.
Now, Allison has publicly countered this. She says she supports the relationship and wants them involved.
But the family says the reality is different. That offers to talk offline just get ignored.
So you have this public engagement, this big blending of families with Adam.
While the biological grandmother is claiming she's being shut out.
It really divides the public, doesn't it? If you look at the comments on these articles, it is a war zone.
It absolutely is. You've got Camp A, the supporters.
Right. They see a young widow, she's only 38, with 3 kids. They say she deserves to heal, she deserves to find love.
And they argue that sharing the red flags of suicide, even the ugly parts like drugs or hidden trauma, that's a public service.
It helps destigmatize that whole Superman myth.
Because if you sanitize suicide, you don't learn from it.
Exactly. They argue that protecting his image helps no one, but sharing the cornucopia might help another spouse spot the signs.
They see her honesty as bravery.
And then you have Camp B.
And Camp B is furious. They call the book a money grab.
They feel she's denigrating Twitch's memory. They point to the timing.
Hard launching a new guy while airing the dead husband's darkest secrets.
They ask why the private journals had to become public. They look at the NDA allegations and see someone managing a brand, not a family.
They think she's just curating her life for consumption, and Twitch was just content for the last chapter.
That's the modern tragedy of the widow's path, isn't it?
It really is. We put so much pressure on how someone grieves. If she moves on too fast, she didn't love him.
If she stays sad too long, she's wallowing.
But this feels different because of the legal threats.
It does. It raises these questions about ownership. When a public figure dies, who owns their story?
Is it the wife who lived the daily reality of the last decade?
Or is it the mother and brother who knew him from birth?
And can you ever truly build a new happy ending with the red roses and the tech CEO?
While the previous chapter is still being litigated in the court of public opinion,
that is the question Allison is facing right now. She has found her anchor in Adam.
She has the ring. She has the new life.
But the storm with the Boss family isn't clearing up. If anything, it's intensifying.
It's a reminder that nothing in Hollywood or even adjacent to it is ever as simple as the Instagram caption.
You can filter the photo, but you can't filter the fallout.
Precisely. You can have the perfect proposal, but history and family has a way of catching up.
Well, we will certainly be watching to see how this unfolds.
If you want to stay updated on how this clash between Hollywood image and private grief plays out, hit that subscribe button.
We're tracking every single development in the StarScope report.
It's just a tragic, complex situation with real people hurting on all sides.
And it challenges us to think about privacy, legacy, and what we owe the dead versus what we owe the living.
That's a heavy thought to leave you with.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.